All right, so here we are. It's been a week or so. Quite dramatic times that we've been living on, and trying to do my best here to keep up with the situation. Gotta continue to develop this project. And I also have been through some changes in my house here as well. You can see that we have a kind of a different background. And anyways, who cares about it, right? So the stage that we are in right now, what it did is, I believe we can see the monitor here, right? So the rig now is cleaned up. We have like proper folders with just the modules. So now we can see exactly what's been developed here. So we have properly like the neck module, the mouth module, the Orbicularis Oculi module. I think it's hardly unlike. Oh, this is the ones that I'm going to develop. Also the eye module. So this is the ones that I'm going to be working on. Basically what we have done so far is mostly these two guys here, so the neck module and the mouth module. So on the neck module side, what happens now is we have a neck module that, although obviously we have this not beautiful, everything else not following, let's isolate it so that we don't get that creepiness going on. But nonetheless, the neck module is based on the actual anatomy of the neck, so should sort of behave. Hello, perineum. Yeah, perineum. Hello. Welcome. Let's try to develop something today. So yeah, working live for me, it's really great because I can actually focus on the work. And usually YouTube is very attractive with so much information, and yeah, when I'm working here with you guys, it's always a blast. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. So yeah, the neck module works. So we have that two controls that are controlling the entire neck and the base. This one is responsible only for the C1, which is the last vertebra of the head, and it should really be doing just like small, small tiny movements. All right, so that being said, today this week it's been kind of like that. I've been trying to figure out what was trash and what could be deleted so that we can move on in a brand new scene. Let me see if we can drop down the volume on the desktop here so that anybody goes crazy. And yeah, so what we have to figure out now is, so here I have a few sketches of how the mouth module works and the ideas and how it was developed. Here's how the neck module works and the way that I was figuring out how to develop it, trying to put it in words. Here's some of the research for the control system, right? And yeah, this is going to be this is future. I need to have all the systems in place first. So here you can see like snappers as reference. You can see this one here, which is pretty old actually, but very good results. And here we have trilateral. Big shout out to, oh, I forgot his name. I'll find out again. the creator of all the rigs, and or at least the founder of Trilateral, which is just amazing, the work that they've been doing on Star Citizen and this kind of stuff. So anyways, let's go into what's interesting. I'll continue to design these things like so now what we need to do is figure out how to do. Says, hey Nabo GP, how are you, man? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, by the way, let me drop here into the front monitor. Boom. Nobody cares about me showing up. So yeah, man, doing pretty good as much as possible, right? Pretty crazy world we live in. Bunch of stuff that we never imagined would possibly happen are happening every day. So yeah, as best as I can possibly be, working, looking towards for the future, and we're looking forward, and try to keep up with work, because that's what I can do, right? I can do anything else. I can control anything else. So I will duplicate a artboard here, and this will be the eyebrow or the ocular module. AB. Boom. Okay, so we have a new artboard. I'll just roughly delete mostly everything here. Hey Vinicius, are you actually Brazilian or no? But yeah, nice. Thanks, man, for following this craziness. It's always like a challenge for me to keep up with everything, so appreciate. Hope it can add something into everyone's life. So it's very little, but you know, let's try to keep going. I'll give you a shout out in Portuguese. So for everybody, I'm from Brazil originally, right? I'm in Vancouver right now, and this friend here, Nabo GP, is Brazilian as well. So, e aí? Salve Nabo. Tamo junto. Of course, I'll check it out. Please drop it. You can drop your ArtStation link if you want. If you find it hard to drop it on YouTube, you can always go to my Facebook page. I believe it's tpaulino.art on Facebook, and I am able to access it here. You can even check it out together. Still, for now, meanwhile, I will check out this guy here. So right now everything is kind of it's working. I had upgrade on the jaw module here the last time. So right now it's kind of behaving as a anatomically correct jaw should behave, I believe. In the sense that it is working with the throat here. So the throat is working, right? So now the next step is the ocular area. So what I'm going to do to start working on it is I will turn on the anti-alias, and looking more or less on the front view here, I'm going to take a snap. So yeah, the controls at this point, Vinicius Dumont. Let's check it out, man. Let's give a shout out to our Brazilian friends. ArtStation. Nice. So the school might be yours, right? Did you? This is the mode. I hope it is. Nice. Pretty cool, man. Nice. Congratulations, man. Keep pushing. Yeah, I can see you have some interesting art going on here. Cool. Keep it going, man. So yeah, man, that's how it goes. Like, you gotta practice a lot and just keep going, never stop. It's always hard, never easy. I'll switch the sound here to my cell phone because these headphones are really annoying right now. Yeah, so basically, like so Nabo is asking what render engine do you prefer, V-Ray or Corona render for environments? I'm really not a environment artist or I know how to I do modeling. I do modeling for blend shapes and I was trained on modeling and rendering and texturing, but really I am working ever more with rigging. So I try to work with other people for modeling. If I had to say, I've worked with Redshift, and it was pretty amazing every time. It's really fast, and it's a really amazing render engine. But on the studios that I've worked on, so on the last studio that I worked on, Zoic, they used V-Ray, and it's a very well established tool, and it all depends on what you want to do. If you want to work for studios, you're likely better off learning the tools that are well established so that you can get an opportunity. Like, the more you know already off the pipeline and this kind of stuff, the better you are when you get there, like for an interview or whatever. And yeah, but knowledge in render, I guess it's always permeable. You can use it just like drawing or modeling, or even anatomy, for the sake, like, the more you know, everywhere you go, they're gonna ask you for something like that, if they always want someone that has the technical knowledge but also has like the artistic feel. So just as much as like any render engine, if you understand the render engine but you have the artistic view, you can do it in any tool you want. This is the like, if you see here, the name of the artist it's here. It's actually should be down there, but it's on the top here. It's right at the side here. It's this guy called Chin Kai-yang. Now this again, this model is not mine. To model it, I don't know how much time he spent, but it's likely not that like probably quite a lot. But on the rigging process, it's been quite a while as well. So yeah, again, I'm more focused on the rigging side nowadays. My job role is rigger. So yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, I always encourage like I don't know, in Brazil people used like I have never used LinkedIn that much in Brazil for some reason. It is a very popular social network, but not nearly as much as here on in Canada. Here in Canada, it's just like the platform for getting a job in the industry, and I highly recommend it. Like every single opportunity that I have on the market, I kind of owe in one way or another to LinkedIn. Let me see here. Maybe I'm better off using like a. Okay, so yeah, cool. So Nabo was saying that he saw the artist name now. Nice, I'm glad. And yeah, I encourage everyone to go there and check it out if you can. But yeah, what I'm doing right now, so I'm gonna start talking about the about what I'm doing here and what I'm thinking about right now. So again, if you have any questions about like the industry of visual effects in Vancouver, which is where I'm living and working right now, I know it's like the complicated time in many senses, but I do believe that this is an industry that is not going anywhere. Like, and Vancouver is has a lot of different studios, both in visual effects and in the gaming industry, such as EA games and all this kind of stuff. But I would understand that the whole industry all kind of operates out of the same circumstances. So now I was saying you model this character with Blender or ZBrush. So again, this is not my model. This is a model by Chin Kai, which is a great friend. He provided this model to me, and I am doing the rigging part on the project. So I'm just making it move because all parts are very complex. If I have to do all the parts, I'll just take a lifetime. And honestly, I hardly would do better than Chin Kai. He's done an amazing job. Right, so what I'm trying to figure out here is like, how are we going to work with this surface here in order to create the eyebrow system here. Yes, you got it, man. So Nabo GP says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Now I understand. You're rigging it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint you." I did other projects where I modeled. If you check out my ArtStation, you can probably see that Cara Delevingne and some other stuff that I've actually modeled. But for this one, I needed to solve this particular technique of this particular rigging technique, and that wasn't like getting all this modeling proper, like a proper model for this wasn't something that I was interested, or I am definitely interested in modeling and this level of realism, but sometimes you gotta make choices in order to deliver. Basically, that's the point. And yeah, it's paying off because I've been learning so much with this model, and I wouldn't be able to do it otherwise. Like, just if I had to model all of this texture, render light it, and rig it, I don't think I would be able to do it. Alright, so what I'm thinking here is kind of similar to the way that we rigged the mouth, the mouth system, right? The thing about the system is we have a few different muscles. So let's go back into opening. Let's see if I can open. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find it. Let me open my resources here. And let's check out the muscles of the eyebrow. Okay, so yeah, so Nabo GP is saying that one of the best parts of or the part that he likes the most is the animation part and see things moving, doing the expressions and stuff. Yeah, for sure, man. Making the model come to life, it's always magical. It's just this, like, when you think about what an actual, what this actually is, like, it's just a bunch of data, just numbers, and we can visualize it and bring it to life. It's just crazy for me, It's amazing. It's amazing to see. I just seen today this Albert Einstein moving. Oh, man, this is crazy. This guy's so Hadi, the guy that did Sebastian Bach, I guess, is that one of the most pianists and composers of all times. So, anyways, this is something that it's not on my helm for now. Let's talk about the anatomy. So we have here, let me make it smaller. Yeah, that's all I need. So close this. All right, so the guys that we need here are, I think it's Proceros here, 3. Proceros, yeah. And then 4, depressor supercilii. And then we have another muscle there's underneath, like an underneath layer here that's not showing. So the Proceros and the supercilii are the depressor supercilii are the ones responsible for the frowning of the eyebrow down. So let's try to understand it. So again, I'm working live here. My main concern is to, yeah, so here you can see, so the three factors that are affecting the eyebrow are the corrugator supercilii, the procerus, and the depressor supercilii. So this is likely the corrugator, I want to understand, and the depressor supercilii is this guy here. So they're pushing they're pushing the eyebrow in different angles and rooting themselves in different points of the skull. So this is important to think about when we are thinking about how to rig this eyebrow. So what we're looking for right now then is pop up in the next here. I'll get something like that. If the computer helps me, because I believe it's quite heavy at this point. You know what I need on this computer? I desperately need some RAM memory. Jesus, man, this DDR4 thing. I need more. I need like 32 gigs at this point. That'll make me very happy. Maybe for Christmas. Can you help me out here, computer, please? Let's watch something else meanwhile. While Photoshop breathes. So basically, I believe we can actually see let's see if we have it here. No, I don't think so. This is a representation of the muscles of the face. It's not particularly well done, at least not here. But anyways, I believe the skull we're gonna be able to see. Yeah. So this is good enough for observation. Let's get back there. Let's see if, yeah, Photoshop is back to life. So what we need then, according to this book, which is one of the best anatomy books nowadays from Ocular, just keep an eye here on this page. We got draw out these three muscles here. So they are attaching here and then going into this direction, right? So Cherak, wow, say hi, Thiago. Hey man, hope you're doing great. And then we have, let me change the color slightly. And then we have the corrugator supercilii that it's connecting around here and going into this direction. Right, I may be right or wrong for a bit, or for a lot. Like, I'm no doctor, so. And then the corrugator would be right here. We drop down the opacity from this guy here because it's screaming too much. Maybe even this guy here. Yeah. So yeah, what I need to think then is that we need a surface that we're gonna apply this, and this one that we just drew kind of would make sense, but then I need to take care, or I need to be careful with the actual edge flow so that So it needs to be able to build automatically, I guess. But also it needs to bend properly. Yeah, so you know what? It's not that much of a Oh, so before we move on into the next thing, I'll just also add the two other muscles that we are concerned about. So again, we have that three guys here: the Braceros, the depressor, and the corrugator. But then we also have the guys that are pushing up. So the medial fibers of the frontalis and the lateral fibers of the frontalis. So A1 and A2, right? Let me check here one thing real quick. You know what? I wish Facebook, or sorry, LinkedIn would allow me to stream live, but apparently I cannot. So if anyone ever meets some LinkedIn guys that are responsible for allowing people to go live on LinkedIn, please help me out. These guys are not letting me do it. What is that? Nabo GP. What is the elbow cough thing? Anyways. Alright. So then I'm just gonna add like the two things here. So this is what we're looking for. There. Yeah, so this is mostly it. Like, so basically then what we're looking for here is to have a mesh that will contain a bunch of follicles with the joints on it, and then we can do a bunch of blend shapes, like multiple layers of blend shape, that we're gonna add movement for all of these guys here. And with that, then we're gonna create that like complex movement where all muscles are kind of affecting each other, and compounding movement, instead of like having all of these muscles affecting only the final mesh in a way that you're gonna have to be competing for waiting real state. Let's put it like this. I hope it's so if you're not familiar with rigging, I'm just trying to work here. So basically I would kindly ask that you ask any questions you have, but yeah. So let's make an attempt here. So Nabo GP is asking, so he's saying you search a lot for expression images to use them as references. Yeah, so my assumption with the with what happened with the mouth, for example, there is the side where it needs to be, we have to maintain the likeness of Joaquin Phoenix, right? But at the same time, this is the objective of this project is to test the assumption that by replicating the actual muscles and the anatomy, we can get a like, you know, a likeness of the character. And from the test that we did with the animation, the lip sync animation, turns out that at least in a basic level, the likeness is maintained. So what I did on this project is I placed the skull underneath the model. Then based on the anatomy of the skull, placed the muscles, and this way, after the whole setup of the muscles are in place, then we're gonna add some blend shapes to add to the likeness. But to your point, you're asking if I use a lot of images. I'm using mostly some shots from the movie which he worked on, like the Joker. So there we have, you know, since this likeness is referencing that particular moment of his career, he's not, you know, he could be a little, he could have more fat, less fat, but that's what he has in that specific movie. That's what we're aiming for. So right now I'm gonna add this eyebrow. Eyebrow module. And I will need like what, how many? So now I'm going to kind of start thinking about how am I going to build the surface. So I'll likely have like a point here, point here. Right, so this should be the curves that we're gonna use to create the lofted surface. So here we have four. Let's count the one side first. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, right? No. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 40, 44. So 44. And all 44. So Nabo was asking, just a second. Okay, so Nabo was saying you try to find the way that the character in Joaquin expresses themselves. Yeah, so basically, like according to facts, you only have this set of emotions that are a result of muscle movement. So sadness is always going to be like this, you know, and happiness is always going to be like this, and this are a set of muscles that are being activated and they're recognizable all over the world. That means that if we have, or that's the assumption I have, that if we have an anatomically correct face, so if the likeness is there on the sculpt, and then you place the skull underneath it, and then you replicate the muscles based on the insertions of the actual anatomy, that should give us a anatomically correct movement, and it should keep the likeness, although it not necessarily may keep the correct folding of the skin in some places, but then you can go in and do some corrected blend shapes and that should be good enough. So Yes, exactly. So Cherok Wow is asking the green part in in the mesh that you must make with a loft. Yeah, so here is the mesh that I'm, because again I'm trying to automate this system, right? So how can we create a mesh that can be standard for any model? So this is what I'm testing today. It might be this format, just like the other one for the mouth. I started first with a different shape for the, I guess the first shape that I tried was something more like this. This the first mesh, uh, the idea that I had for the system, and I ended up with this shape here. So yeah, it's a process of trial and error. We're gonna test it, and if it works, then we move forward. If it doesn't, step back, and then we do it again. But this is my first assumption, so let's test that, right? So right now I have this. Sorry, I'm thinking here. What have I done here? What? Okay. So here I'm going to create a bunch of locators or pointers that are then going to be used by the template or the rig script to create the automated version of this. Putting some music on here for me. Just listening, because this, you know what happened? If some, like, this is something that happens a lot with me. I drop this freaking headphones all the time because I use this cable on the computer, like this cable, and I have the arms of the chair, and so usually just do like this, and it pushes and drops it. And then what happened is it broke this freaking cable. It fell to the floor, and then it broke the cable, and that's very sad. Now I can't kind of listen to music on the computer properly. How important is that? No important at all. Nobody cares about it. I'm just saying. Just sharing with you. Okay. All right. That being said. Oh, I haven't changed the description here, guys. Sorry. This is the Eyebrow module. And we have no Python today. Sorry about that as well. Prototype dev. Alright, so I have a script, back to the script here. So now we need like 44 of these guys. It might be too much. It might be too much. Maybe I'll start with 20, 24. And call it item. So pretty simply what I'm doing here is like I'm creating a list of 20 names. I'm going to call it brawl surface, and then I'm going to look through this and just create it. I believe we're saved. Yeah, so it should have it created like 24 are actually 23. Items, and I needed the I need the 24th. So yeah, if you are passing by, this is live development. It is not a very dynamic process. I have to think, and I try to talk as well, but not always. Like it's not amazingly interesting in the beginning. Starts to get better with time, but usually the steps that are like more visible are the ones that we get like more dynamic on the development. But anyways, I'm just gonna drop this guys here. I'm just gonna keep an eye on this. I don't know where can we put it, but so it's just 4, and what I need to have here is it affecting about this high. So let's start placing the center ones. So yeah, at this point it is a very manual process. Maybe in the future it will be better than this, but this is what I call a prototype. Like, it's just, we don't know the answers. We're trying to find the proper, because you know I can script stuff and commit, but then you also don't know what you're gonna do exactly. So something might work or may or may not work, and this, it turns out that the system is quite big. I've been working on the scripts for more than a year, about 2 years already, and I haven't got to a point where I can call this automated. I have a bunch of snippets, and even like that, like after I've worked on professional studios like Zoic and even Bardell as well, you see the amount of code they have into sort of an auto rigger or something like that. It just takes a long time. So I have first to figure shit out. So Nabo was saying, bro, I have to go to bed. I'm really tired and I got a work to do. So have a good stream. Great job. And a great job for you. Your jobs are awesome. I am still following you to see your work. Bye. Nabo, thank you so much, man. A big kind hug to Brazil and everyone that you know. I miss this place so much, and I appreciate you being here. So have a good night, get some rest, and I'll talk to you sometime soon. Yeah, so this surface must roughly follow the shape of the skull here. For sure, man. Take care as well. Stay safe. Use your mask. Bye bye. So yeah, we're gonna test if this loft is going to actually be able to follow. So again, this is a test. Like, I'm trying to place it and place in like locations where we can use it to draw lines or curves, NURBS curves. And then from that, we're gonna create a loft between these curves. So yeah, it's not thrilling and exciting at this point. So this is the thing about rigging, right? It's amazing that anybody got even a bit of interest in watching something like that. People don't like when I started on VFX, for example. I studied at this place when I came to Vancouver called Vancouver Film School. And mostly nobody gets interested in rigging, like because it is a very, very tedious thing in the beginning to actually, figure out. But when you get the grasp of it, it's really amazing to make the models move. And some people don't care, but I actually enjoyed it. It's very nice. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just annoying. So again, I'm just trying to follow the surface here. Listening to some tunes. So yeah, and whatever you are, I hope you're fine. I hope that you and your family are good. Crazy times you're living, man. Crazy times. Man or girl, or, it's crazy times. I think that 2 years ago, when I came to Vancouver, I thought it was going to be hard, but it was actually pretty crazy. And then even after all the struggle to even, get noticed or get into the industry somehow, it was already pretty hard. And then, man, I don't think any like script writer for Hollywood or anyone like that or something like that could have ever imagined like something like this happening, like just freaking apocalypse. Besides from that, I hope that you and your family are good. And we're gonna get through this, man. We're gonna get through this. I think that entertainment is better than ever. I bet you probably watched everything on Netflix already. So if you like this thing of, you know, entertainment, even games, or even games are even better, I guess. So I'll tell you what happened in my industry, like the TV shows, which was what I was working at Zoic. The industry mostly died, just like with the movie industry, actually. Like they couldn't shoot anything on the streets, so most movies, they are shooting their scenes, and then the CG artists and compositing artists and everything else, they're gonna be working on that particular shot. So also the theaters were closed, so at some point nobody had work to do, and it was pretty shocking, because I remember, like, one week we were talking about, like, oh, what's gonna happen, maybe it's just gonna stop for a while and then come back. And the next week we were going home with our computers, you know, avoid the COVID. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you come here, you're not really interested in this, but still, the industry is coming back. So I think that above all, I'd like to leave a positive message that this is gonna go. We're gonna get through this, you know. So be prepared above all, I guess. Because one thing that it's a fact is that there's a lot of great people out there, and they're definitely training. I can see a lot of great work, like great people posted some amazing work. Some people that didn't post it in a long time actually did it. But, you know, also have some friends that are playing games and chilling. So it's up to you. But if I have to give you incentive, is let's work, man. Let's keep working, because we don't know anything, you know. We don't know tomorrow, and the only thing we can do for sure is have some knowledge in hands. Yeah, so here again, this is going to be the surface that's going to represent Charok is asking if in my company they're looking for junior riggers. I gotta say that in my company they're not looking for anything at this point, man. I don't think the industry right now is not, you know, it's not shining, unfortunately. But I would encourage you to keep your eye open, and, you know, and like the place that you're most likely to see any jobs coming up is LinkedIn. Always say this: keep an eye open for LinkedIn. All the recruiters of all the companies are there. People underestimate the power of LinkedIn. It's just ridiculous how much you can get out of it. You know? It's ridiculous. Like, we are always posting stuff on ArtStation and stuff. It's good so that you share stuff with artists, but the recruiters are the guys. And I'm not saying this only, like I'm pretty sure Cherok here that is asking the question already know this, but since I'm here, I'm just stressing this point. But yeah, sorry, Cherok, if I can, like, this is a very limited answer at this point, like about whether they are hiring or not. I'm assuming no, because it's the moment, but they might be soon. So keep an eye open, and if you wanna publish your, if you wanna drop if you have an art station or a demo reel, please drop on the comments. I'll be happy to open it here right now. Alright, so I'll keep saving this. So another point that no matter how experienced you are, and I'm not saying that I'm that much of an experienced person, but just save your freaking work, because it always crashes. I continuously lose work, even if after a long time. Sometimes you just forget. So I guess this is a message for myself. Alright, so this is where we start to get something done. So I have a bunch of methods here. One of them might be to mirror. Set. Dot. Mirror. Check it. Yeah, man, keep it up, Cherok. So Cherok is saying that I'm training myself in facial rigging with your live. That's really funny. Yeah, let's do it together. Even if it's just, if you're saying that you're watching me and by that you're training, even if it's just that, it's already something. And I appreciate the company. So let me see here. So I'm just searching for a method here. To mirror those locators. Pretty sure I had like a Yeah, sure. Let's mirror the entire thing. So, did I save? It's already 1 o'clock. I've been working for an hour already. We'll work for another hour, I guess. What happened? Oh, it crashed. Yeah, sure, whatever. It's not what I want. Okay. So I will use the surface from pointers. Do one reverse, blah blah blah. Template. It's funny. I'm pretty sure I had like a mirror selected or something like that. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, let's do it manually. Let's do the old way. Alright, so I don't want to click on 24. I guess there would be no way. Alright guys, let's try that. So now it's where it starts to get interesting, right? Not that much interesting, but a little bit as well. A little bit at least, I mean. So of course, as I said, when scripted, this action here will be fully automated, so right, so oh no, it's not gonna work. Not like this. gonna do? Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna do some scripting right now. So this. It's awful to use VTube, but anyways. So we're gonna get the pointers. Pointer list could be reversed. It's okay. So I'm thinking of a way of like telling the script how many joints it should be considering for each curve. So my idea here is that, okay, we're going to create the script where one of the parameters is like how many joints or how many pointers for each curve, and here it's 4, right? So 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So I'm just going to add this parameter here saying like pointers per curve. So two would be the minimum. And then let's add this in as a parameter. Right, so let's figure out how to turn this pointer list into a so certainly it's going to be a for loop. So for pointer list, I just need to distribute this. Yeah, sorry, so I'm thinking of how to fix this, or how to solve this. Range 4. Oh. Um, let's, you know what? I'm not gonna spend time trying to figure it out myself if I can ask Google. So Python split list. Wow. Wow. Yeah, so as you can see, it's not that. Actually, that's a, one of the worst things is when like when you have something that simple that just gives you so much headache. Yelled successively. Gonna have to try this. Hey guys, so as I said, this is live working. I'm trying to solve the problem and figure out. So we get some stuff, we test. That's how it goes. Oh, hold on a second. Turned off my screen here. Yeah. So Creative Vasikut is saying Stock Overflow is a lifesaver. Man, it just saves my life so many times I cannot even count. So right now let's go for simple LSSL. There's one here. So it's pointer list. Okay, so I got the list. List is good to go. Now Stock Overflow is telling me this. If this works, I don't even care how it's doing it. Chunks into list 4. And what should be out. So list. How does Yeld work? And I forgot how Yeld works. Oh, I see. No, that's stupid. That's not what I want. It's not what I need for sure. Okay, so let's go. 5 starting at 1, or 1 starting at 5. Oh, the coding, live coding is always so much pressure. Let's deal with it. There's not much you can do. This is what I would be doing like on my own. You can always turn off and watch it later when the solution is already there. So the thing is, we don't know. I may have an idea. Pointer list. Then let's declare like counter equals 1. And then pointer dict equals this, and then it's going to be pointer dict curve eyebrow curve. To be eyebrow 0 to the curve format. We're gonna have to do 2 passes. Let's try that. And if counter equals 4, Let's say counter plus equal 1. If counter equals 4, counter equals 0. Why the counter 4 curve 4 is there? I don't know, but anyways, definitely shouldn't be 4 lists. Yeah, so Karati was saying script is the most difficult part for me as a student. Yeah, I guess it's the most difficult part for everyone. So this is a very simple problem that it's it turns out it's not that simple. Like, how do you count like on a list like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it stops and go into the other list? Like you have to have some sort of a counter too. So let's say here, I think it would be something like this: pointer counter, and then we would have like a curve counter. Let's hope that's more or less what it is. And then My God, this is so stupid. I'm not gonna do this right now. Okay, so both of the musics I had going on are gone. Try this one guy here. Okay, so thanks for the guys that subscribe to the channel on YouTube. You guys are crazy. Senseless. There's nothing here. It's gonna. My God, man, this is insane. That this gives me so much trouble. Counting. There'll be a better way. Python split list every and items. This is always the process that we go through, like we, or at least me, myself. I try to solve the problem by just reading as much as I can and as many different sources as I can. So as you can see, like it's just not a simple problem, unfortunately. It's not a simple problem. It's a stupid problem, but it's a very annoying one. I'd like to solve it in a simple way. You know what? I think I kind of get it. So what happens if I do length enter list? So I have 44. So curve amount equals length divided by 4. This is 11 curves, is that correct? So it should be right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's perfect. Awesome. So this is something already. So yeah, what I would do then is like for n in range curve amount. I think we can go with this. We can start on 0, and then we're gonna create a bunch of lists, right? So then for item in for pointer and pointer list, then we're gonna do pointer instead of this. We're gonna do append and pointer. Just gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4. And then counter. Counter plus equal 1. If pointer here's n. Here's curve pointer here's 1 curve amount plus 1. If pointer equal 5, equals 1, curve counter plus equal 1. Sounds crazy enough. Let's see. Oh, oh boy. Yay. I think we got it. Unbelievable. I think we actually got it. So for item and pointer dict print item. What? Oh, I see. Predict. Okay, so I guess it's evenly split, so they're split it in equal 1, 2, 3. Let's do it properly. Come on, can do better than this. You know what? Whatever. Just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. I think that's perfect. So then what we'll do is alright guys, so if you're here with me yet still, you are a warrior, because this is just something very annoying, but we're making progress. So what I did is just like I created 2 counters here. Let me throw this into PyCharm so they can look at it. So first, I'm not gonna have any functions here. I'm just here. I'm gonna float. Oh, I see. So that's why it's complaining, because there's no pointer list. That's fine. Okay, so I think you got a tib. All right, so what I did here is just like we have this pointer counter and the curve counter, and then a pointer dict. So basically we're querying, so this value here for, so let's start. Let's start breaking it down, right? So before explaining, I'll actually write the script here so that we can define. I'll even create a function just for this, because it is something annoying, so I think it deserves. So I'll call it split list in chunks list. So say item list so that it's not annoyed by it. Okay, so yeah, so item list n. So then this here's n, and then this is item list, and what it will return is our pointer dict. Okay. Cool, so that I think that should be it for this particular thing here. You can even test it. So this is definitely not it. So I will have to reload my utilities. Oh. Unexpected indent line 2. Why? Oh, I hate when this happens. Yeah. We're done. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so if you have something like this, it will just crash the whole script. Should be good now. So then we're gonna have is TPU dot split list into chunks, and then you're gonna add like pointer list. Then it's 4 and dict should be this. What? Again, guys, this is like this is exactly the trial and error process that I go on my own. Why is he giving us a float? I don't get it. And let's call it by the name. Yep. All right, it works. So we have a function that splits our list in chunks. Actually, man, I honestly I feel like I just beat the guys at the Stack Overflow, because that script that they wrote was nasty, like full of shit. This one is so much better. We could have changed his name though. It's just too specific of a name, but it's a lot cleaner and readable, you know. So just to explain again, what I have is I want to create a dictionary with, so from a list of X amount of items. I wanted to split into chunks of 4, for example. So then I'm first splitting the entire list by the number. So say I have 44 items and I want chunks of 4. So that would give us an amount of lists of 4. So then of 11, right? So that's what I'm doing here. Then I'm using. So then sorry, there's a repeated variable here that it's not smart to use that. Amount, let's say, just to keep it different. So then I'm just creating the lists first. So we're creating this 11 lists, and then we are appending the pointers and changing the list every time. So basically we have like list 1, list 2, list 4, list 5. So what I'm doing here is like when it reaches the number 4, and this is not variable here, so this is bad. So this is the amount here. So every time it reaches the amount, it increases a number. It's kind of very abstract, right? I'm sorry for the abstraction. My brain is already flipping, but the important thing is that it works, right? I'll try to explain this later. So I'll try again. So for every time it loops here, it increases a counter, 1 pointer counter. When it reaches the amount, it increases the curve counter. So for each chunk, like so, say 4, so it's going to count. So it's going to start on. So we have one curve, then it's going to append 1, 2, 3, 4. When it reaches 5, it switches to 2, and then it continues to add, but it continues to increase the you get what I mean? Like, so then it keeps changing it keeps changing the list that it's talking to and just appending the curves. So then it creates a bunch of lists. I hope it's clear. Sorry. I'm pretty sure it's not clear, but that's what I can do for now. I'll try to explain. The code is here. So now I want to create a loft out of that curve. So you see now on this thing here, I already have that. Oh my god, what time is it? It's 2 a.m. I gotta go. Yes, so for you fellow friends on YouTube, thank you for participating on this. I hope it was as clear as it could possibly be. It's definitely an abstract topic, and so all I'm trying to do is like now this guys here, they're gonna have a function where I'm gonna query the positions of each one of them and just create the curve. So like use this to create the curve, so the CVs of the curve will be in these positions. So you're gonna have 1 curve, 2 curves, 3 curves, 4 curves, and then after all the curves are created, then you select all the curves and create the loft, and that should create our surface. And on the function, we are then able to specify, so for on the selection for each, like, so right now I have 4 pointers per curve, but I could have 5, I could have 6 if I wanted. So then we're gonna be able to add this information, like, so for in this case it will be 4, but if I wanted it could be 6. So for every 4 pointers that's selected, it's going to represent the information for one single curve. So then you can just select all of them, and just all you need to do is select it in the order, and just say for just specify 4 as the number of pointers per curve, and then it's going to know that that's how it's going to create the curve. I hope this is clear enough. Likely it's not, again, as I said, but that's it. So I hope you somehow understood that you could take some useful information out of this, and stay safe. Wish you guys all the absolutely best. Let's keep the energy positive. Let's keep striving to achieve our goals, man. Let's try to learn, try to keep your mind productive, or like focus on some sort of objective, even if it's a small project, because there's nothing else we can take control of. There's nothing else. We cannot handle other people's problems. We can do our best to share information, share knowledge, and just do our best to help others. But at the end, like, that's the best we can do to or that's the only thing we can do, try to do our best. And in my case, I hope I'm just trying, I hope I just can share some information and do some work. That's what I'm trying to do for me and for my family. Just keep doing some work, trying to push my boundaries, and try to help some people along the way. So again, I hope this is somehow useful for everyone. Good night. So before I leave, Carol is saying, I'm learning a lot of things from you. Thank you so much. Awesome. This already makes my day. All right, so you guys have a good one, and I'll see you likely tomorrow or in a few days. Bye bye.